Hello, my name is Matthew Litzenberger. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty in the city of Chicago. And today is another episode. Well, it's the first episode of our weekly series, How is the Chicago Real Estate Market? There are a lot of real estate market metrics that one could talk about. Today, we're just going to talk about four of them. We're going to talk about speed, how fast the market is moving. We're going to talk about how much demand is there, how many buyers are in the market. We're going to talk about how much supply there is, how many sellers are looking to sell, and then how are buyers and sellers negotiating? How how is that happening? What's some of the data we can look at to see how sellers and buyers are coming to an agreement on their deals? Let's take a look. So first up is speed. Speed looks at market time. And market time is a metric that showcases whether a listing was priced too low, priced properly, or priced too high. If a listing surpasses average days on market, my takeaway from this is that it's a check engine light that your listing may be overpriced. If you've given the property the ability to be on the market for 70 days, average market time for the city of Chicago is about 68 days. If you've given your listing that amount of time and you've had no offers, it's kind of like, hey, we gave it a shot, nobody showed up. That's feedback. Especially when and this is why we have the next metric, how many buyers have bought in the last week. So if your property's sitting on the market and it's not moving, well, the question is well, how many buyers are there? Are there any buyers? In the city of Chicago, for detached single, from January 1st to January 6th, there were 104 properties that went under contract. Under contract helps answer the question, in our current market, how many buyers are buying? I like to talk about this as like this is the heartbeat of the market, the pulse of the market. And this metric of demand and under contract really shines when you compare it in contrast to how many available properties there are. So here's how many buyers are looking to buy every week. And then in supply, here's how many sellers are like, hey, I am willing, I want to sell my property. Supply showcases how much inventory is available for buyers, how many properties do buyers have to select from, and then how much competition sellers are up against. Sometimes when you look at a property, the subject property that you're looking at may have no competition. And in that case, well, you're the only party in town. And then other times there is, buyers have a field day. Like the product is not unique. There's many of them. There's a lot of supply. So you can have the same unit. There's many different there's many different products that are the same. Negotiations. This is the last metric. This one's I find fairly interesting. Percentage of original list price received. This metric showcases sellers have this expectation called the asking price, right? This is what the seller hopes to get. This is their original list price. The seller wants X. And then the buyer wants, well, Y, right? They want their purchase price. And so the seller wants their highest, the buyer wants, their highest, but it's lower than what the seller wants. And so this metric here showcases the tug of war and the collaboration that sellers and buyers do in order to come to terms and do a deal. So in the city of Chicago, for detached single, for all the properties that closed in 2023, the average percent of original list price received was 97%. So if you took a list price and you timed it by 97%, that would be on average where the purchase price came in, where the offer was accepted. Now, purchase price is not the only thing looked at when an offer is given. It's price in terms, it's consideration in terms. So it's not just price, it's other things too. We can talk about that in another video. Moving forward, this was yearly, and then in December 2023, 96%. For attached single, 98%, and then for December, 96.5. If you find this interesting, you can also look at the graph below here. This is where I get the data from for these reports. I also like how these charts showcase where the market was on a weekly basis over the last 3 months, and then where the market was over like a month by month yearly basis. And this just helps kind of understand the different like markets that happened with the bubble and the housing crash, how the market healed, and then the recent market that we're in, and then where we are today, to kind of give some relevancy of, hey, here's where the market was, here's where it's gone through, and then how we've gotten here. What's going to happen in the future, I think, is anybody's guess, but it's nice to know that these metrics here are to help you make sense of the real estate market. This report is the whole entire city of Chicago. So if you're looking for something a little more local and a little more specific to your needs, I got you covered. Up here in the top right, underneath How is the Market, you'll find local market stats. And this is a tool I have for you that has updated monthly reports for the area that you're looking in. If you click on any one of these, you'll find a PDF that's similar to what we walked through today. My name is Matthew. It has been a pleasure, dare I say an honor. I'll see you guys on the next one.